We need to build an actual left-wing party in this country. Right now, the way it's set up is that we have the Republican Party, who is extremely far right, and then we have the Democratic Party, which is center left. So we have virtually no representation as it stands in government. And what's worse is that when we have the Democratic Party in power, what they do is they take ideas that we have in the left wing and then they ruin them. So that way, whenever we're talking about this in the future, everyone is only thinking about this ruined policy that that we tried to do 10 years ago. So if we're talking about something like student debt relief, when we're talking about student debt relief, the left-wing solution is that everyone who has a student loan, that debt should be relieved. You should just have it gone, wiped away. The government is in charge of 92% of all student loan debt. That means that we could just forgive that debt and be done with it, right? But the center-left solution to that Joe Biden presented is we should just forgive $10,000 worth of that debt, which is ridiculous because all that's doing is it's poisoning the idea in the minds of the people because they're saying to themselves, why should I fight for this when all it's going to do is just remove a tiny portion of the debt that I owe, which is ridiculous. That's not a solution. If we're looking to solve problems, then we need to actually go 100% of the way and resolve the problem the entire way. We can't just give up halfway through and say, well, I'm only going to ask for $10,000 worth of debt relief because the Republican Party is only going to be willing to give me $5,000 worth of relief. That's not the way it should be done. The way it needs to be done in this country for the left wing is that we need to have our own party and we need to be staunchly left wing, where we only talk about left-wing talking points. We don't go to the media. We don't go on podcasts. We don't talk to our friends about different ideas like, the Republican Party is thinking this or the Democrats are thinking. No, none of that. What we need to do is change the national conversation. So that way we're saying the only solution is to remove all of the debt, period. I'm not going to have a discussion where I'm dignifying the idea of people living under this slavery for the rest of their lives. This is not a solution that I'm willing to capitulate on. And that's the way we need to approach everything. With abortion rights, there's no reason that we should be having a discussion about whether or not a woman has the right to choose, or a person has the right to choose, I should say. But the idea that we're sort of capitulating already before we even get to the idea, that is something that the Democrats have ingrained so much, right? They want to say, vote blue no matter who, just vote for us and then we'll represent your interests, sort of. And that's the best that we can get. And if we ever want to do better than that, then we have to organize together and be staunchly on the left and say to ourselves, no, abortion services for everyone who needs them, period. Student debt relief, period. For everyone who has student debt, it needs to be gone. That's the end of discussion. We need to be able to have these conversations where we are actually permeating the zeitgeist and making sure that our ideas are actually getting out there and that we're not giving any kind of room to center-left ideas or far-right ideas, because those are the only options. And if we can't get on the media, if we can't get on podcasts, then we need to build these things ourselves. Right now, this channel, that is what the beginning of this is for us. We need to be able to get together and talk about our solutions without being, stomped or pushed away or told that our ideas are unrealistic. That's utopian. It'll never come true. That's bullshit. We need to be able to actually follow through on our ideas and get the things that we know will resolve our problems and get them passed through. This is the only way we can do it, and we have to work together.